Today's video, I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about these gravel bikes, but I'm talking about the 5 biggest mistakes cyclists make. And I've coached, I don't know how many people I've coached. It's got to be in the thousands since 1996 when I first started coaching people, cycling, running, weight loss, things like that. I'm a bike geek, fitness geek, love it. Basically my story, give you a little bit of background if you've never seen one of my videos before. Yes, the old clunker. I was one of those kids in school who wanted to be a fast runner. I want to be a fast runner, I want to be a fast rider, I want to be like a gun BMX racer, but I had no fitness, I had asthma, and I was always the kid on sports day who would get picked last. And so I learned from a very early age I wanted to be fit, you know. And it wasn't until I moved out of home at age 17 where I started to control my own food, my sleeping times, schedules, got out of school, things like that. I was like, well, you know, how can I get fit? And it just became this obsessed path ever since I was basically 8 years of age. But when I hit 17 and I was my own man, living out of home, that's when I really started kicking it off and just talking to so many people. I'm not afraid to walk up to anyone asking for advice or tips or what are you doing, blah, 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 blah. So it's a great skill. Never be afraid to ask questions. And if people want to answer your questions, forget about them. Or 2, understand they might be lying to you as well with their answers. Especially if they're fake natty or an EPO, aka cookie man. So I want to tell you today the top 5 mistakes. And this is not a script or like, this is just, this is everyday mistakes every single cyclist and runner makes. Everyone even makes these mistakes. Regardless if you're a cyclist or not, people make these mistakes. The first one, people don't drink enough water. People wait till they're thirsty. People are like, oh, Holly, the science, fuck the science. I remember in 2001, I was talking to one of the top cycling coaches ever come out of Australia. I won't mention his name, because I respect that he was very honest and open with me behind the scenes talking about doping. And he's like, all the science, all that stuff, sports medicine is where the real training is. Make it, you know, fill in the gaps, Harley. And so I was like, okay, and that makes total sense. So there's so much talk about interval training and if you're not like hitting it up with the EPO, none of that shit fucking matters. That's just like, that's just distraction talk. So the biggest thing is people don't drink enough water. And what that does is that affects your blood volume, right? So cycling's all about blood volume. You can take a litre of blood out of your body, performance drops. Put a litre back in of your blood, or good blood, performance goes up. Drink some water, performance going up. Your blood volume, your ability to transport, uptake and deliver oxygen to your cells, to your working muscles, to produce that 300 watts or 400 watts or 1,000 watts in a sprint. You know, that's blood. So dehydration is the #1 thing people do. They come home and they drink coffee. They drink Coca-Cola after training. You know, it's just insane. To drink caffeine every single day, in my opinion, is insane. It inhibits your recovery, it dehydrates you, it's a diuretic, I mean, it flushes water out. Caffeine is a neurotoxin, right? It's a neurotoxin. So your body wants to dilute it, get it out, release adrenaline, give you a bit of a fight or flight response, get this shit out, it's neurotoxic, get it away from the brain, get it out, piss it out, get it away. Right? So if you're using caffeine every day, that's bad, man. That's not a good sign. That means your recovery is very poor. Very, very poor. I had 3 hours sleep last night. I woke up this morning and ran a 17:47 5K. No caffeine, no stims today, nothing in my system. Just natural energy. You know, 3 hours sleep, I don't know how I did it. I'm probably running a bit of overtime now, but I feel really, really, really good. And I'm 42, and I feel better at age 42 than 21. So listen up to these tips. These are the big ones. So drink before you're thirsty. You want to aim for clear urine. For peak blood volume, hydration-wise, so we want clear urine. We want, you know, a good specific gravity. If you're using a Brix refractometer, you know, you can measure that and your urine's really, really good. Specific gravity units. That's probably a bit complicated for some people. Just look down. If you're pissing clear, that's good. If your urine is yellow or straw, that's If it's dark orange, you need to drink more. Even if you're doing B vitamins, etc. Your first piss might be a bit orange because of B vitamins, but still, you should be drinking more water. So it's always clear urine every 2 to 3 hours. And that's like the game changer. I learned that in 1996 from my martial arts teacher. He's like, when your urine's always clear, you won't, yeah, you'll be a different person, Harley. And I'm like, this dude's been punched in the head too many times. Like, I've always had yellow urine, I'm fine. But I'll fuck it, I'll respect what he says, I'll give it a go. And after just one day, I was like, wow, I just feel like sharper, brighter, more alert. You know, better muscle pump when I'm doing push-ups, etc. My dick works better blood volume. Schlong works better. To go figure. You get better penile blood flow, more hydration. Hydration is the #1 people fuck up. Because it's like, water's not sexy. It's like, water. It's like, I have to drink water. Yeah, taste it. Most people, this goes for not just cyclists, but everyone in society. Most people are chronically dehydrated. Chronically dehydrated. And their blood's low. You get them on a bike and they're doing 100 watts and they're just struggling. Or you get the really fit kids. You know, I'm riding race with some 20-year-old guys who are like pumping it. But get them to do a long ride in the heat. And they're just like, they're done. They're cooked. They're toasted. Because they don't know how to hydrate properly. So the blood just shrivels up. Second one, carbohydrates. Oh my God, this whole fasted training, intermittent fasting, carbs are bad, train low, race high, don't eat carbs in training even. I was like, what the fuck? Like, every cell in your human body runs on sugar. Alright? Runs on, starting to piss down the rain. I'll keep rolling. Every cell in the body runs on sugar. So if you're cutting your carbs down, your red blood cells are dying at a rapid rate. And it's all about red blood cells. Alright? Why do people use EPO? Why does in blood doping and all that stuff? To boost blood volume. That's where the oxygen, power, good stuff. And so when you're reducing carbohydrate, your blood volume's going down. You're creating a dietary anemia from lack of fuel to your red blood cells. So I aim for at least 10 grams of carbs per kilo body weight per day. Me, I'm about 70 kilos, 65, 75, depending on the time of year. So that's between 650 to 750 grams of carbs per day. That's rice, fruit, sugar, all the good stuff. Corn, potatoes. If it's vegan and it's high carb and low fat, I'll fucking smash it. My ideal is fruit, sugar, refined sugar, white sugar, table sugar, preferably organic, and white rice. So those three things, man, are the power foods. And fourth could be corn as well. Oh, my hands are bleeding. Carbs. So we've got water for the blood. We've got sugar for the fuel, working muscles, red blood cells. They run on sugar. Muscle glycogen, glucose-derived ATP. Look it up. If you want someone to perform less, then recommend they do intermittent fasting. Say, oh, you're eating carbs, bro. Like, you know, if you got a teammate, you want to get him out of the team, say, bro, you eat too many carbs, have more olive oil. Here's some olive oil in your salad. Give it to them. Give them as much fat as possible to slow them down. If you've got some competition, talk about, I'm doing keto. If your competition looks up to you, if you're like Chris Froome or someone, yeah, I'm doing keto, mate. Just no carbs, bro, no carbs. So all your competitions go, oh, okay, I'll do that. And then the gap between you and them is going to be even greater. Third one will be sleep. Most people abuse the caffeine way too much. They're drinking coffee in the morning, coffee at work, coffee after the crits. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And then still knocks or sleeping tablets at night time to try and wind down. And the next day, more drowsy, have some more uppers. And there's this whole upper and downer crash cycle all the time. It's fucking insane, man. But people just aren't stopping and thinking. Pull out the stimulants, you won't need the sleeping tablets. Pull out the sleeping tablets, you won't need the stimulants. Just pull one of them out, and the desire for the other one will just disappear. So just don't use stims. If you're going to use them just for maybe for a race day, or a TT or something like that. Use them very, 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 very rarely. You know? I had 3 hours sleep today, and I had a race. There's no way in hell I'd use the stims, because my body needs more rest. Why would I like whip its adrenal systems? You know, that's just stupid. It's disrespectful to the body. You only have one body. You only have one set of adrenal glands, alright? Look after it, man. So sleep is like people are pumped up on stims all the time, and then they're... Oh, I hit the camera then. They're pumped up on stims all the time, and then they can't sleep properly. And then you need more stims. Go to bed 8, 9 p.m, you know, and turn off your phone. Put a little mask on there. Get as much sleep. If you want sleep during the day, get a little power nap. If you can't do that, then change your lifestyle. I'm going to go back in the... Just pissing out here. Change your lifestyle so you can do that. Change the lifestyle so you can do that. Otherwise, what are you doing, man? Who you living for? Who you living for? Let's put these frames down. Alright, next one will be training too much. So many people do junk miles. They're just like smashing out the Ks, and it's like, why are you training so much, man? And most people do junk miles because they want to lose weight. It's like, just eat like me, man. High carb, low fat, vegan. Eat like a Kenyan. High carb, low fat. You know, corn, rice, sugar, potatoes, a bit of beans here and there. And so people do all these junk miles to try and lose weight. And they're eating all this bacon and fat, and I'm doing keto, healthy fats. It's like, why would you do all this training to burn fat and then eat more dietary fat? So you go out for a ride, you burn 100 grams or 200 grams of fat, like an epic day out, and then you come home that night, go, I'm going to have my bacon BLT and have some avocado, have a bit of olive oil on the salad, and have a bit of steak and a bit of full fat, healthy fat, butter, bulletproof coffee. And it's like, hey, you just burnt 100 or 200 grams of fat, and now you're going to eat that fat back on. It's like, what? That's just like having water on the screen of my Samsung here. I'm going to put some water on here and get rid of the water. What are you doing? You know, what are you doing? This video is total honesty here. I'm not going to schmooze you and tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you fucking need to hear. I didn't become a successful coach from bullshitting people. I don't have a cult following because I bullshit people about what to do. There's so many guys and girls out there who kicking ass following my advice. Why is that? Because I don't bullshit people. If you ask me my honest opinion about nutrition and training, I'm going to fucking tell you straight up. There's too many people who like schmooze it, or they're fake natives or whatever, you know? It's like, man, I would love to have a little situation where we put us all on a desert island, tropical island, and we've got, you know, a bunch of 10 people each, and you put me with some of the best coaches out there, the best doping coaches out there, and let's see who gets them up the fastest with no drugs. You know, so we're on a little desert island. There's no drugs coming in or whatever. There's no shenanigans. I'll smoke everybody, because the people who do the doping and stuff, they understand the doping and sports medicine, and that's fine. That's part of the deal. I get that. But they don't really understand nutrition. That's why most of these doctors, team doctors, etc., they're masters of doping. They understand the tests and the ratios and the dosages, and that's, you know, really important. But when it comes to nutrition, they have no fucking idea. So often they're overdosing the athletes with drugs when they could get a bit of free speed by tweaking their nutrition or tweaking their sleep or having less caffeine. You know, things like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. But you have all these old school Euro people still in cycling, and then, you know, and running and swimming, and they're giving the drugs to the athletes, and I understand that. But maybe we can lower the dosages and increase the free speed. You know, understand that performance enhancing drugs are part of the deal. They're never going to go away. It's just part of being at the top. But I feel that we're not getting that free speed, the marginal gains through nutrition, through sleep, through minimal use of stimulants. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so most athletes out there, the amateurs and stuff, they train too hard. They're just coffee, fucking painkillers, paracetamol, tramadol, popping it back like fucking Smarties, fucking interval, blah, blah, blah. And it's no wonder so many people are just, once they're my age, they're done 10 years ago. And they balloon out to 100, 120 kilos. And I've seen it over and over and over. The amount of people that I used to race with back in 1997 who are still racing today, or who are still really fit today, there's maybe like 3 or 4 guys. You know? There's no women. There's no women out there that I used to race with back in 97 and train with and stuff at the Institute. They're all gone, done. Because their methodology from their coaches was just unsustainable. You know, unsustainable. The 5th one would be stressing out about stuff, being so rigid. You know, you get a little bit of a knee issue, and you're like, oh, like, I've got to train anyway because my coach said I've got to do this. Get rid of your fucking coach, man. Like, most coaches out there are just going to write you a generic program and say, give me your money, here's your little program. And it's like, what if you had an argument with your boyfriend or girlfriend that night? What if you had a hard day at work? Or what if you got the fever? Like, what are you doing with your training then? You know what I mean? And you don't tell your coach or whatever. It's like, that's why my girlfriends get up so quick to a successful level, because I can see them every day. The most important thing when you're coaching someone is their biological readout, all right? And so if someone's really stressed out and it's just like, you know, they shouldn't be doing a hardcore session that day. They should go and do something if they're not sick, but you've got to tailor make it, you know, every day. And that's why Lance Armstrong was, you know, so good. He had the same drugs as a lot of other people had, maybe had some better stuff, but he had that mentality about, you know, not doing too much, find the balance point, having fun. Dr. Ferrari, also a genius with the doping, etc., and just really looking after the body. Going to strippers. But that's, yeah, that's down season time. Yeah, so many people stress out over just small things, like, and if you're stressing out over stuff, it's it's definitely because you're overtrained. And the fastest way to overtrain is not enough sleep. Sorry, firstly, not enough water, Then secondly, not enough carbohydrates and not enough sleep. So you can overtrain, you can dig yourself into a hole, a big hole that will last up to a week in just one ride by getting dehydrated. And then when you're dehydrated, you can't process your carbs enough, so your muscle glycogen is low. And then when your muscle glycogen is low, you're probably going to be hitting the stims more, and then you won't be able to sleep that night, you know? And so just one fuck up on one ride can destroy your whole week of gains, or have a big negative effect of that. So people don't even understand that, because the cycling's all about buying the $200 jersey, the fucking $10,000 bike, having the fucking latest sunglasses, and the, you know, the $400 helmet, and just all this swanky wanky stuff, and rice and fruit and sugar and water and sleep. That's cheap shit, man. Like, what? I can't show on Instagram drinking sugar water and sleeping in my bed. What? Like, I can't show that off. I've got to have some deep dection zip wheels and some lightweights and eddies and all the shit you've seen me promote over the years. Like, that's where we live in. It's like, glamorized shit doesn't really matter, and ignore the stuff that really does matter. And that's why age 42 on Jack or Miles, I can have a good level of performance. And any girl I coach or any guy I coach, look at all the crew out there, the durianrider fanboys and fangirls, who are faster than me now. They've only been training for like a year or two or three. That's like unheard of. I've never ever seen people progress so quickly over the years than people who've been following my advice. And I've trained Institute people, Olympic people, all the crew. And the noobs who go, oh, durianrider, I'm going to be a vegan, I'm going to be a cyclist, I'm going to get lean and skinny. And their progression rate is just like, yeah, people out there saying I'm giving people EPO and stuff. Which is, I'd never do that, because it's like, why would you use EPO unless you're like at really, really high level? It's just wasted drugs, in my opinion. Wasted drugs. But if you want to do it for personal experience, then for sure. But I've never given anyone EPO. You know, it's just you'd want to be, in my opinion, to use something like that. You'd want to be at like, you know, a real good national level ability. Like you're really going really, really well, and then that would just take you up that top of the chart, Cookie Man style. 11 minutes and 14 up Norton's, 455 watts, that sort of style. That's when if you're doing, if you can go up there in 12 minutes or something, then use EPO. Otherwise, it'd be wasted drugs. It'd be wasted drugs. And all these noobs out there who think, oh, there's no drugs in sport anymore. It's like, fucking mate, you are so fucking naive. It's just part of business, mate. All you suckers out there want to buy products that the champions are riding, and you at the same breath you'll be like, oh, you know, Valverde or such and such, oh, they're like, oh, Contador, oh, you know, but you're buying their bikes. You're buying the S-Works, you're buying the Trek, the Shimano, the SRAM, the Campag, all the stuff that's been made famous from doped rides, epic dope rides. That's part of the thing. That's why I don't have any hate or distaste to people who get busted for using gear, because it's like, it's part of the deal. Unless you've got a clean tattoo on your bicep and you've made your career about saying, oh, I'm anti-doping, then it's like, come on, stop taking the piss. You on the gas as well. Just fucking admit it. Just admit it. Just like your mum bought your houses in LA. Hey, some people got rich parents. But that's the biggest things there, is those 5 things. People just, every day I see it every day. Walking down the Monday morning with Natasha, and we just see undercarbed, dehydrated, over-caffeinated, underslept people who take things too serious, you know, and try too hard when it doesn't really matter. I see people in the running race this morning, so people just sprinting that first go, and then blowing up, not knowing how to pace themselves properly. And here's me, the 42-year-old guy who hasn't ran a kilometre since July 21st. Today's September 21st. Haven't ran for 8 weeks, 2 months. And I run a 17:47, which is fast for some people and it's very slow to others. But I was like, wow, I didn't think I'd run that fast. Just goes to show, sleep, water, sugar. And sleep, you know, one late night doesn't really affect you that much. But if you have a lot of late nights, they'll catch up with you. So, you know, tweak out your hormone levels and your fatigue, and you won't be able to focus as good. So hopefully this video is of some value. If it is, give it a thumbs up. If you think it's total bullshit, give it a thumbs down. And if you know anyone out there, this is going to sound really arrogant, but if you know anyone else out there who's helped up more noobs to a solid level or national level than I have, let me know down below, because I'd love to know what they're doing. The secrets are the sleep, water, sugar, and the power meters and the cadence. That's another video. But people stressing out over little things, and you can have the best talent in the world, but if you're a stress head and you're easily like, then you'll never really get too far in life, because you'll be your own worst enemy. You'll be your own worst enemy. And I'll see that over and over and over. See, and even on social media. That goes, this cycling's like life. What makes you good at cycling makes you good at other things in life. Persistence, hydration, carbs, sleep, not getting too stressed, pacing yourself, self-belief, eliminating self-doubt, control of thoughts and emotions. You have that in bike cycling, that goes to everywhere in life, you know. So that's why I'm so passionate about it, because it's taught me so many things. And that's why I can teach many people many things. Anyway, that's the end of the video. 20 minutes, well, 2 minutes. We'll see you next one. Got any questions? Hit them down below. There's the top 5 things. Alright? People training too hard, getting too stressed out, sleep, water, and sugar. Which ones do you fuck up every day? Or which ones can you improve on? Think about it. And it's free, man. It's free or very cheap.